Hi guys, our next activity is going to be a project with a spider web and a spider. And some of it is to learn art concepts. We're going to talk about colors and patterns, but also I want to talk about spiders. You just watched our video today about spiders. And the reason that I'm sharing this is spiders are kind of often misunderstood. When I was a little girl at my house, we always killed our spiders. We tried to get rid of them in our house, and they can be kind of scary looking, and some people think of them as pests. But they're animals just like everything else. And I think that the more that we understand spiders, the more that we can kind of see how unique and important they are to the world. So we're going to do a project with spiders today, okay? Let's get started. Okay, so the first part is we are going to get a blank white sheet of paper and we are going to start with a pen. Now, obviously you can't erase pen. If you make a mistake, we are just gonna go with it. We're gonna turn it into something else. Or sometimes if you leave a mistake, if you have enough things going on in your picture, you don't even notice the mistake. So what we're gonna do is we are going to start, we're gonna open up our pen, test it on the back and make sure that it's working. If it's working, you can go ahead and get started. What you're gonna do is we are going to start to build our spider web. So we're going to start with a big X across our paper. So I'm going to go from one corner to the other and I'm going to drag my whole arm across. If it doesn't go perfectly to the corner and it's off a little bit, that's not a big deal. I'm going to draw my X here from one corner to the other. Try to get close to the corner. There we go. Then I'm going to draw a line right down the middle of that X to make sure that it's nice and straight. I'm going to start in the middle and go up, start in the middle and go down. And then we want to go across like this as well. So start in the middle from one side to the other. If you just want to draw that line straight across, you can do that. Okay, so this is the beginning part of our spider web. The next part, oop, I kind of smeared a little bit. Do you see how I did that? Let me hold it close. Make sure when you're writing with your pen that you don't drag the side of your palm across it or your fingers because it can smear your pen a little bit. So be careful not to do that, but I'm glad that happened so you can see what not to do. Okay, so back to the spider web. Once you build kind of the X in your spider web, then you're gonna make the middle part. And if you've ever seen an actual spider web, there's lots of different kinds. Some of them are kind of stringy like cotton, but some of them have all these beautiful details to them. So what we're gonna do is this, we're gonna start in the middle and we're gonna go between two lines and we're gonna make kind of a dip, okay? Almost kind of like a U, but not a very pointed U, kind of a soft U. It looks something kind of like this, like a dip. Okay, we're gonna go dip in, and you're just gonna do that until you've gone all the way around. Okay, dip, dip, and then you're gonna connect these two together, dip. Then we're gonna go up a little ways, and then we're gonna do the same thing, okay? And I'm gonna do this all the way around until I've completely filled up my space. Okay, and I'm taking my time on this. You are probably not going to get done with this whole thing today. So just kind of slow it down, take your time. We're going to work on this a couple of days. Okay, just keep going around. I'm going to kind of speed up our video for just a second so I don't waste all your time, so you can kind of see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so here we go. I filled up the space on the ends. You may not be able to touch each line, so you can kind of just draw like a couple little dips on the sides or the corners, kind of like this. When you're done, in each one of these spaces here, you are going to make a different pattern. And patterns look a lot like texture. It's the way something feels, but it doesn't have to be. Anything that's repeated can be a pattern. So I could put some hearts in here, okay? I could put a line pattern or a shape pattern, but I'm just making something over and over again in a space. Okay, so here's some examples of some patterns. All right, and be careful with your fingers. Try not to smear your ink, okay? Don't press down too hard. And then maybe I'll just make some little dots in this space, okay? Just repeating something over and over again. Maybe in this one I'll make some lines. So you're going to continue to work on this today. I do not expect that you will get finished completely with your patterns. We will work more on it next time, but you're just going to keep adding patterns today in the time that we have. Okay, but eventually we want the whole thing to be filled up. So I'll keep working on this and you guys can get started, okay?